Hello YouTube, today at usbcrepair.com, not the power jack repair, but usbcrepair.com, we got Lenovo Thinkpad E490, and the client sent us the whole laptop, and he said, you know what, the connector, replace the connector, right? And I spent my entire morning replacing the connector. I got about 100 plus videos on how to replace the USB Type-C connectors. This is the old USB Type-C connector. This is a brand new one. It went in beautiful. There is no damage to the motherboard or anything like that. All pads were perfect, and I put it in. I was like, beautiful. This whole thing gonna work beautiful. And what I got the Lenovo power supply right here, genuine. All right, I plug it into the outlet. Before I assembled everything back together, I want to test to make sure it's gonna work. And I plug it in. And we got 5 volts right there. 5 volts, not 20. It doesn't go up to 20. So I tried to reverse the plug 180 degrees, plug it in, and we still get 5 volts. And I'm like, why did you ask me to replace the connector in the first place if your problem is already not a connector issue? So that's what pisses me off when I have to waste my entire morning. So if you look closely under the floor, we see a huge, like here, if we can take a look under the floor at the entire motherboard, and we see a lot of heat build up right at this here. Where's my finger at? My finger is in the glove, so right there, right? There is nothing on this side. Okay, so we're gonna flip it over. And here we got 2 heat spots. One right there, right here, and another one right there. Right there. So, and then I look closer on this, and I can see obvious damage to this Realtek chip. Right there, you see a burn mark, so the chip basically burned. And it might or might not have burned because of this chip. Right here. So this one is giving me a lot of heat, and this guy gives me a lot of heat. Let me switch to another camera here. About like that. Yeah, beautiful, right there. So we got the D4311 giving off a lot of heat, and this guy, but this one has a burn mark right here, meaning it's burnt. Again, we are in business for replacing this guy, but since we can pretty much fix anything, I will try and replace this connector, this chip. My assumption is a power management chip of some sort, and if I find the replacement here, I'm gonna replace it. So what I need to do, I need to take it off the motherboard, find the matching chip, install the matching chip on the motherboard. It's all gonna take forever, but hopefully we're gonna get 20 volts on this is a brand new connector here, right? The old one wasn't really that damaged. I mean, you could see all the traces, you could see the rear pins, they're all intact, meaning the traces didn't come off the motherboard. All of those guys are intact, so there's really no damage to the connector, to the original connector, right? So that was my disappointment for the day, is that this guy is faulty. Now let's proceed. So yeah. All right, so what I need to do, I need to insulate the area, and then we're gonna look at the under microscope. All right, so I insulated the area like that so that I could remove the component from the motherboard without getting all the smaller components around it flying off the motherboard. So hopefully my plan gonna work. All right, so let's take a look. Alrighty, so this is how the connector looks like. Not the connector, but the chip. This is the burn mark on the chip itself. All right. All right, so let's try and get it off the motherboard. All right. That's off the motherboard. Let's see if you can put something on top of it. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some flux right at the epicenter. Found a similar chip. The goal now is to position it so that I'm not sure about this corner here. Yeah, seems a bit skewed to the side. Should be a little bit more. Should be more like that. Like that, and maybe a little bit like that. All right, looks, I think a bit to the left is a bit more. All right, let's try and solder it back up. Hopefully It doesn't seem like it got soldered. It's soldered on the top there, but here those sides are not soldered that well. How about on this end? Yeah, I can say it's well soldered. Okay. Yeah, let's try one more time. This time around, let's put some pressure on the top. Well, I don't know. Tough call. I mean, here this side seems to be all soldered just fine. This side seems like fine. This one I can see some empty points. So I need to touch it up with the soldering iron. Right. The reflection from the tape is killing. Hold on 1 second. Well, honestly, not that bad. Here I removed the insulation tape. But still, let's make sure. I have this $1,000 iron, which is a microscopic iron. Good job. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, let's try. Here, hold on 1 second. Need some extra, I think, a little bit more solder right here. Excellent. And we need more, obviously more solder here. Let's stabilize the board so it wouldn't wobble as much. All right, let's do the, where is the flux? My concern is that other small chip that's being shorting too. I am sure I don't have that smaller chip in stock. As you can see, I'm heating up the chip as well as the pad. And that way we get kind of a solid connection to the chip, to this microchip and the pad itself. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, let's do the last corner. All right. Let's stabilize it the best we can. Again, this is all extremely microscopic. I don't think you would be able to do it without a $1,000 microscope. Well, it was like 2,000 back in the days. Nowadays the prices came down. Do I like the way it looks? I think I like the way it looks. Okay. So now you have to clean it up. And then I'm gonna inspect each pad and see if it's all right. Wonderful. All right. Even though everything should be lint free, it left some lint here and there. So let's remove the lint. Yikes. All right, but let's inspect what I wanted to inspect. All right, so what we're looking for is the solid connection between the chip and the pad. All right. Here, the only questionable part is right there, right here. The rest of it seems like perfect, perfect, perfect. Really good. All of those are really good. I'm not 100% sure about those. 1, 2, 3. Let's try and correct it now. See if you're gonna be able to. I already cleaned up all the flags. Yeah, I mean, no, that was fine. I shouldn't even bother with this. Okay. My fault. Let's try and get. No, I shouldn't even gotten into it. It was all good. Okay, good. Yeah, no, it's all good. It was such a beautiful artwork. And I messed it up. This is all just flux. No big deal. My only concern is this leg right here. Everything else looks good. Alright, so visually, let's inspect the board if we have anything flown off the motherboard that's close to it. My only concern is this guy here. No, I mean, that's fine. That's fine, okay. Alright, need to clean it up one more time. Yeah, you see, that's what I was talking about. It was beautiful before I put my fat fingers into it. Yeah. And to make sure it's not touching each other. Where is it at? Hold on. Can't find it on the motherboard anymore. Alright, right there. Okay. Let's do a little bit more flux. And beautiful. And beautiful. Alright, so now it's all good. Now I'm happy. Okay. So I wasted my entire day. Hopefully this whole thing gonna work. I ordered a special dryer that's supposed to dry out like spots on the motherboard, but it comes from China, so it hasn't arrived yet. I have to spend a lot of time waiting for the all right, so my other concern was that D4311, whatever that is. If anybody knows, please leave a comment. That one. And let's fire up the FLIR right now as well. This is, don't buy that, all right? This is, I looked at the other YouTubers. They said this is great thing. This is not great. I mean, I had other FLIRs which I sold thinking that this one gonna be working better, and I regret it. So yeah, let's take a look. All right, so right now we got everything cooled down already. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna connect the and that's it, nothing works. All right, and we're gonna flip it over, connect it, and nothing works again. All right, so my understanding, the chip that we removed from the motherboard wasn't identical to the chip that that we installed. Yeah. All right. It was such a beautiful job done. It should be working. We get nothing. Nothing. Zero. Zip. Let me see if this is even plugged in. Yeah, it's plugged in. Well, the chip was the issue, but the chip that I installed, probably another Chinese chip that's not gonna work. How could that be, huh? RTS 5455. And this one is the same thing, RTS 5455. Installed perfectly fine. Maybe I should reflow it a little bit. Really strange. Well, let's try and reflow it just a little bit and see, maybe reflowing the new chip gonna help. But again, you should understand that some chips needs to be programmed, some needs to be taken off the other motherboards that are programmed already, and this is a brand new chip. I have a whole bunch of them. And strange that it doesn't want to work in this condition. Maybe I can see one rail right there that's not an ideal condition, another rail right there not an ideal condition. Those guys seems to be all ideal, so let's try and get all right. So yeah, same chip, all brand new, and nothing. I mean, if you think anybody else out there in the United States of America gonna waste so much time working on something like that, you must be mistaken. Plus, I don't get paid for it because this thing doesn't work, and if it doesn't work, I don't get paid. So, yeah. Time to go find a job. Because this is just useless. Useless. Unbelievable. Should I try another chip? Oh, let me first see, maybe it's gonna respond. Well, considering it's probably not gonna work ever again, I will try and install another chip without even putting the insulation on. Hopefully brand new chip. How could that be? Okay, so slightly different chip. This one is RTS 5455. This one one is GL17AA. This one is GI10AA. So some differences from different shipment. So let's see if this guy from a different shipment is going to work or not for us. I don't know if we're recording or not, but again, this is such a waste of time. Seems like, because brand new chips replacing the old chips, and we're still not able to power anything up. This is just the biggest waste of time. Like that. Like that. All right, guys, so I don't know. The goal was to show you something that could be done, but if anybody could provide a comment as to what usually the problem that causes the new chip not to work. Okay. All right. All right. I knew I'm gonna move it with this flux. But this flux is a bit thick to use on something like that. So try to straighten it like that. Go like that. Okay, good. Let's see. All right, it's a bit to the well, the one fingers are super hot. It's not that easy to maneuver this guy in place. I could replace this chip all day if I would known if it would work, alright? Probably no point. But still, while we're here, let's add some solder right there. Right there. Like that. Okay. Here everything seems to be alright. Could it be that something doesn't wanna... Hard to say. Maybe on the prior chip I needed to do something different. Alright, maybe there is something I'm doing wrong here. I don't know. As you can see, broken chip had at least a shortage on the motherboard. This chip doesn't do anything. I mean, this is a second chip I'm installing from a different... From a different supplier, different shipment, different numbers. Alright, let's try this guy. Let's see what we get. Alright, as you can see, I got plenty of chips like that from this supplier and then from this supplier. I already marked, maybe those are bad, maybe, question mark. So let's see, question mark. I even tried different testers to see maybe the tester is faulty. Nothing. No, seriously. Is there like a reset button of some sort? Should you program those guys? Should we not? That's the question. Alright, I'm gonna redo and put another chip in and see maybe it's third chip that's gonna work. Alright, so today I wasted my day on replacing this connector right here. Replacing this one, burnt one, with that one. Then that one. Then now with this one. And I'm gonna be extremely disappointed. That's the tool I was talking about. It came from China by the time I was... Okay, this is the air dryer I was talking about. That's supposed to dry out everything much faster. Alright, so we got third drill tech. Okay, let's see. Did I waste my day today? It's just like, you know... Oh, wait, what was that right there? Hold on. Oh, that's the flux. Okay. You know, let's clean up that flux as well. Let's see. All right. Everything is covered in flux. I was thinking I cleaned up everything, but now I didn't. The flux I used, the flux I used the last time here was a much thicker flux that's not a no clean flux. You have to physically clean it like what I'm doing right now. Because most of the flux I use is no clean. Basically, you don't have to clean it. Well, kind of you do, but all right. All right. Okay. It's okay now. So let's try my blower one more time. I was hoping it would be a one-hand operation, but it's not. All right. Highly recommend this tool to everybody. All right, let's hope. Let's hope right now. No, seriously, each one of those chips cost money, all right? They're all brand new. Like 1, 2, and third one is brand new. Different shipments. I mean, I don't know what else to do. All right, so let's plug in the power adapter. Maybe we're gonna clean the tip too. I'm out of I'm really out of options here. So we clean up the tip on this guy. All right, we're gonna clean up the tip on that guy as well. Everything is nice and shiny. Everything's supposed to work. You know, it's hard to live a day sometime and not make any money. So, especially now when the inflation is eating into your savings. And yeah, let's see. All nice, all clean. No. What I was hoping to show is again how to use the new power tool. It just sometimes happens when you clean something. I had some sort of notification coming in. When you clean something, the alcohol can get under the chip here or here, and it might be shorting it. So, all right, let's try this guy. This one is the one that's supposed to check. We power up the useless. Again, I don't know. I mean, this thing showed that this was the problem, right? And I did replace it with 1, 2, third chip. It says Taiwan right there. Let's see, what does it say here? They're all brand new. They're all brand new. All right, so let's see. All right, so right now we have nothing on the screen. All right, so let's see. Here. Let's see. Wow, we're getting something now. Oh, wow, we get 20 volts. Wow, we get 20 volts. No way. Oh, and the fan starts to spin. No way. No way. Oh, wait, hold on. Something is heating up. This guy is heating up. And it's not as bad heating up. All right, so here we got CPU heating up and something else right there heating up crazy. Right there. All right, let's disconnect that. Upside down. We get 20 volts. Fan starts to spin. Overheating right there. Well, it might be not so much overheating, it might be a good temperature, but let's see. We have heated components all over here. But the fan is spinning, so my friends, it's hard to run a business like that when you have to replace the chip 1, 2, 3 times. And the last time I was replacing it even without the insulation around it. Unbelievable. What I want to see is, will it fire up? I mean, the fan spins, so that's already a good thing. My question is, why was it showing so much? No, those guys are not shorted, all right. It was showing a lot of heat right here, but maybe those capacitors are supposed to heat up like that. And it was showing a lot of heat in this area, but maybe they're supposed to heat up too. Or maybe because something overheating here, this guy is overheating and burns. Chinese. Made in China. I mean, you've seen how well I soldered the first chip, right? And the second chip. And this chip. There is no difference. I mean, it's all something in the chip. I mean, you either have to program it, or the chips are coming bad. Maybe I overheated this chip. Maybe I overheated that chip, but the temperature, it's all the same. I work on the same temperature for all of them. I know. The board powers up. Let me go assemble it and see if the whole laptop gonna power up. We got the orange light right there. We got a light here. We got 1.8 amps. Here right there. Let's see. Let's switch to the... This is the settings right there. 1.8 amps going to the laptop at 20.5 volts. And now we're gonna try and power it up. And see, oh, there's a light right there already shining. I'm not sure if it's powering up or it's not powering up. Well, it arrived dead, all right? I replaced that guy, I replaced... Oh, wow, we got something on this. Well, we got the screen. Okay, it's complaints about date and time, which I'm gonna set right now. All right, come on, let's see. Let me set the date and time. Let me set the date time. We got date 03 18 2024, and the time's 18 till 6 p.m. I've been working on the system till 6 p.m. all morning, all day. Just sometimes you're right, you're right about something, and you keep second guessing yourself, but at the end you're always right. It's called intuition. I knew those chips are garbage, or maybe my soldering work isn't the best. I mean, what do you think, guys? I mean, just what's the proper... Maybe I did something wrong with the installation, but I do it all day, every day. I don't know anybody else who done more than I did in my life. Yeah, I'm happy that this thing powered up, because I was already about to quit and go work for Amazon. Amazon pays more than, driver on Amazon makes more money than I'm fixing this garbage. Right there we got plugged in icon. It doesn't show you. Hold on, let's see. Right there, plugged in icon. Right there. The icon is plugged in. Hopefully it charges. All right, so the keyboard works. This thing, touchpad works. And this guy works. Let's see. Okay. Is there any way to get in and see if the battery charges? Well, I will leave it charging for some time, and hopefully the battery gonna charge up. All right, everything seems to work, guys. The chip it is. The only problem is those chips are expensive, and you waste the whole day, so I don't think it's worth even to fix it. But that's another point, is that if you think you have a jack issue, you might not have a jack issue, you might have a chip issue, all right? Nothing was hidden here in this video. I did This is the third chip I installed there, and it did power up. Please leave a like, subscribe. Take care and have a good day, guys. Thanks. Bye.